back to my Ask Me Anything series here on YouTube. If you aren't familiar with me, I'm JJ Barnes. I've been doing these Ask Me Anything videos for a while now, and you might have noticed that today it's a little bit different, and that is because I am branching this off into a new series. And the reason for that is we have recently launched our online magazine, The Table Read, and The Table Read is where all of the creative writing things are going to go. So from now on, all the writing advice, all the story structure, characterization, things like that, that's all going to be under The Table Read, which is at thetableread.co.uk. It's a very exciting thing that we're doing. It's very new. It's a bit scary because it's a big venture for us. But yeah, I'm going to keep this series going anyway, because I said last week, if you don't want me to, I'm not going to be offended. I don't want you to think that I'm going to feel like you guys sort of have dumped me if you stop asking me questions. But you didn't stop asking me questions and you wanted to keep it going. And so basically, Monday will still be Ask Me Anything Day. I'm still going to keep answering your questions, and I'll just do it as long as you want me to. The rest of the week, the other things going out, the writing advice will be under The Table Read, and then other things, as always, will still be going out on this channel. I'll still be doing my book reading on a Saturday. Yeah, so hopefully the change won't be too discombobulating and you'll still be happy to keep going. Yeah, so basically I get sent questions. Some of them are anonymous. I have an Ask FM account. I also get questions on all my social media and on my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk. You'll find links to all of that. There's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have a very strange one on TikTok. It's all there. You can come find me, come chat to me. And yeah, I put all of the questions I get sent into this bag. They're all mixed up. They're all random. So I got a bunch in this week, and then there's all the ones I hadn't answered from the weeks before too. So I just mix them up, I do a bunch of them, I try not to go on for too long, and together we learn a bit more about me. You know, I learn a lot about me actually in these videos, because there's questions that I've never thought about and I have to come up with answers to, and I'm like, oh, I'm interesting, or I'm really boring, depending on the question. So we'll start. You mentioned you were afraid of being underwater and are a pacifist. Could you write an underwater fight scene? Can and have done, actually. Yes, I'm a big believer that if you have fears and things that scare you or worry you, then using them in your writing is actually a really healthy thing to do, and probably will make it a more exciting and realistic scene, because you're channeling that energy that you have inside you and using it. So yeah, in Lily Prospero and the Mermaid's Curse, there is indeed an underwater fight scene, and yeah, I think it's good. So yeah, I just channel all my fears. There's also an underwater bit in Lily Prospero and the Magic Rabbit, because I do have a real sort of drowning underwater panic thing. So it's made its way into a couple of things actually. It'll probably pop up again. Like if you read any of my books and you see people underwater struggling to breathe, you'll be like, I know why she's done that, because it haunts her dreams and she's pushing it all into the stories. Okay, let's see. Where is your favourite hiding spot? My kitchen. My kitchen, because, and it doesn't sound like a very good hiding spot. We have a little kitchen, and in the evening, usually I do the evening meal, and I hide in my kitchen, and I put my programme on, whatever I'm binge watching at the time, and I have a glass of wine, and I make everybody's dinners, and I'm usually doing like a whole bunch of different meals all at once, as well as the kids' lunch boxes for the next day. But I love cooking, so it sounds like it's a really horrible sort of like pressured hard-working thing, and it's you know, it's a lot to do, but I genuinely love cooking. I don't take a lot of time off work, especially at the minute with launching this magazine. Like I've been working like just crazy hours, so that little bit of time where I'm in the kitchen hiding away from the world and I'm just watching a programme, having a glass of wine, and cooking. It's still creative because I love cooking, and it's a really good little place to hide. So yeah, it's not like it's a little den, it's a kitchen, but it's a little space that I do hide. Is it normal to keep thinking about your ex after a year and a half? Probably. I think about my exes all the time. Like, no, it's not all the time, but every so often you'll see something and it reminds you of somebody, and you're like, I shared memories with that person, and that thing is a thing I have memories of that person. So, yeah. I think about exes I had when I was a teenager, because thoughts wander and train the thoughts, and you'll see a thing or a film that you watch with that person, you're like, oh, I watched it with that person, so you're thinking about them. I think maybe if you're sort of thinking intensely about them, in that kind of like, not just a passing thought because something reminds you of them, if it's like an actual all the time thinking about one person intensely, then it might well be normal. It might not be normal, but normal is but it's probably not very healthy, and you're probably in a lot of pain, and pain isn't healthy. It doesn't mean it's bad or wrong, or you're doing anything wrong, or you're abnormal, but it probably means you're in pain, and I'm sorry. Okay. Alright. Is there any work besides Siren Studios that you think should be more mainstream? I love this question. Absolutely. You know what? Absolutely, because I follow some like wonderful indie writers and traditionally published writers, but who are still very small. Gosh, my brain. Zoe May. Not a massive bestseller. Successful, but not mainstream. Wonderful. Steffi Chapman. Again, successful, brilliant, not mainstream. Should be. Maria Vacciago, she's MG Vacciago. MG or MC? MG Vacciago. She is an incredible writer, writes a wonderful children's book, and I actually interviewed her on my blog, and should be mainstream. Her work is brilliant. Like, there's loads indie writers who are just genuinely wonderful and should absolutely be mainstream, and their books are brilliant, and I have loved them. But there's only so much room in the mainstream, and I think we're all kind of fighting to get there. But yeah, there's so many writers who are just brilliant and don't get the attention they deserve because it's hard, and we're all trying to do it. So yeah. Let's see. Imagine you and Jonathan split up. What would be the reason? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we will, but you can't predict the future. I mean, I got divorced, right? And he got divorced. You don't get married expecting to split up, so you don't know what's going to happen, but I can't imagine us splitting up because we're kind of like, well, we're very tight, like, but I don't know the reason, actual reason for it. I can't predict the future. Like, see my whole life, like Loki. I don't know. I don't think either of us would cheat on each other or be violent towards each other or betray each other in some horrible way. Like, we aren't that sort of people. So, I don't know. I don't know. What movie or book do you know the most quotes from? Ooh. Probably something really dumb, like Clueless. No, Clueless is not dumb. I'm saying dumb like that. Like, it's not dumb. Clueless is a bloody masterpiece is what it is. And I can quote that real well. So, yeah, probably, yeah, Clueless. I used to be able to recite the first chapter almost entirely of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I can't now, but I read it like just over and over again when I was younger and I could recite it. I used to be able to recite Dirty Dancing, but I haven't watched that for a while. But I watched Clueless with my kids, and yeah, probably Clueless. And I'm proud of that. You know what? It's not dumb. It's brilliant. Okay. Let's see. Which member of One Direction did you fancy? I'm old. I was well grown up when One Direction won X Factor. So I didn't really fancy any of them because I was too old, but I've always had a soft spot for Harry Styles. I think he's adorable. I loved him as a kid, and I love him growing into a man. I love the security he has of being a man and just accepting, like, confident, completely being okay with being a man in a dress. Like, I love that. I'm like, good for you, Harry Styles, you work it. Like, I love people who are like that and just, they're like, that's fine. You might not like that I'm a man in a dress, but I don't give a shit. I'm gonna wear it anyway. Like, cool, good for you. How many? Okay, I'll do one more. One more. Okay. See if it's a good one or one of those ones I end on where my brain is like, okay. Alright, that one. Please, can I meet you? I know. I mean, if you work in the local shop, yeah, probably meet you tomorrow. But if you, like, live in Tunisia, probably not. But maybe. I don't know who you are or where you are in the world or why you want to meet me. But if you're just someone who's cool and would like just to say hi, then yeah, of course you can. That's fine. I'm not very interesting, like, but I don't mind. So thank you for joining what is almost the first in a series of Ask Me Anything, but it's not, because I'm continuing it from the old ones and it's the same format and the same everything, but it is going to be under its own new title and everything now, which is like new and shiny. Yeah, so subscribe to this channel and you'll get Ask Me Everything, Ask Me Anything every Monday, and as I say, all the table read stuff, and I'll have all the links to everything that's going on below, so come and check it out if you can. I'd be very grateful because we're excited to share it with you, and yeah, I will be back again soon. Bye!